Well, welcome back to Todd Field, the Shallowater Relays. I'm Donnie Hart. Apologize again for the technical difficulties. We are working through it. Press box internet, not what it used to be back during football season. It's been a while since we've been up here in the press box. But as I said, joining me here, the men's 3,200-meter winner, Alberto Leyva of Shallowater. Alberto, we were talking a little bit before we lost each other on the connection there. But, you run 11:28 today. You're a little bit disappointed in that time, but it's still early in the season. So what do you got to do to get yourself over that regional track meet hump and get to that state meet down in Austin?
Well, I just got to keep pushing myself, sir. I mean, I can't always rely on other people to push me, so I guess I got to push myself.
Yeah, for sure. And Berto, this your senior year, you've had a lot of success in not only cross country, but talk about your passion for track and field. I know, in Shallowater, sometimes track kind of gets lost in the shuffle between Mustang football and the successful basketball teams we've had. But for a kid like you really enjoy the running seasons, and talk about what being a part of this Shallowater track team means.
Well, I guess for me, I always just like pushing myself, and I don't like just sitting on the couch all day being on my phone. I like doing something like physical, so running is a big part of that for me.
Yeah, and so last question for you, Berto. You say 11:28 wasn't your best time. You like running in the cold weather, but it's still early in the season. Talk about kind of your goals as a season. What would be a good time for Alberto Leyva?
So my goal since freshman year was break the school record, which is currently a 4:33 set in 1998 by Ryan Cruz, and my personal best is a 4:44, so just need to push a little harder.
Berto's got that his eye set on that mile record, but also got him a victory today in the 2-mile. Congratulations, buddy. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you, sir.
Alberto Leyva, the men's 3,200-meter winner today at the Shallowater Relays. We are working through this thing, folks, so you have to be patient with us. We'll get it all squared away. I got good help up here. The birthday boy, Jake Warren, on the spot as Jake turns 21 today. So congratulations to Jake on a great birthday. And, so a lot of things to celebrate here in Shallowater. Mustangs and fillies on the track doing battle. We've got the JV boys 800-meter run going right now. So coming up, the varsity girls 800 meters will be the next event on your radar. And so the information will be fast and furious coming to us, and we'll get that on to you as quickly as we possibly can. JV boys finishing up here in the 800 meters. Good run for those young men, future Mustangs in the making. Pretty good little meet here today. You got Slayton, Lamesa Post in town, braving the elements as well. And like we talked about, in West Texas, when you start talking track and field, especially before spring break, early March, late February, there's no telling what you'll get. Last week over in Littlefield, it was sunscreen time. The wind was a little breezy, but it was super hot, and a lot of these fillies and Mustangs hadn't had a lot of had a lot of clothes on over the winter break, and so there were lots of sunburns out there on the field today. Totally different look on the infield. It's all hoodies and sweatshirts and sweatsuits, warm-up suits. Everybody doing their very best to stay warm. So maybe a little bit of an early start in terms of what you're going to get when you start warming up for these athletes. But that will be the big challenge today, is to see who can get themselves in the best possible situation condition. We got coming up the varsity girls 800 meters. And in this race will be Caitlin Parker of Slayton. She is a freshman. Anaya Gonzalez Lamisa Jr., junior Catherine Castillo of Slayton, sophomore Savannah Moreno of Lamisa, Celeste Cortez, a freshman of Lamisa, Desiree Chapa, senior from Slayton, and Abby Courtwright, a junior from Shallowater. And Courtwright will be in lane 7. So for this 800-meter, it's a dash now, really. They will start with a staggered start in their lane over at the exit of turn 2 over on that far side is where they can start to merge. That's the merge zone. So once they pass that far stripe over there on the far turn, they can start moving down towards the inside of the track. The gun is fired, and away we go here in the 800 meters. So once they get to that far line after this curve is when they can merge to the inside, and a good start out there on the outside. For Lamisa, it looked like Celeste Cortez got off good in the stagger, and on the inside is Parker from Slayton. So Parker leads as they head down the backstretch. Looking to see if Courtwright might have been scratched from this event, as I'm looking to see if she is out there on the track. Do not see a filly on the track, so Abby Courtwright scratches in the 800 meters here today at the Shallowater Relays, but she will be in that event moving forward for Shallowater. First lap of 2, up the front straightaway. It is Cortez of Lamisa and Moreno of Lamisa running 1 and 2. Parker has settled into 3rd from Slayton. In 4th place, Castillo from Slayton. And then Desiree Chapa of Slayton in 6th. And at the back of the pack from Lamisa is Anaya Gonzalez. Final trip down the back straightaway. Our leaders make their way onto the stretch. It is a long way around here. This one is the real, the 800 meters, that's the one that tests your mettle, right? Used to be the quarter, everybody was like, oh man, 400 meters all-out sprint. How about 2 laps now, 800 meters of all-out sprints? 20 years ago, this was described as the 800-meter run. Not so anymore. It is just 800 meters because it is pretty much a mad dash to the finish if you want to be successful in the 800. Up the front straightaway for the final time. Final 100, closing it out. Cortez looks like she has the field covered in front of her teammate Moreno. And Parker will try to push down that home straightaway to get a medal. She'll have to battle with her teammate. The good battle here for 3rd as they close on the home straightaway. Parker fading a little bit, so it looks like she is going to be overtaken for that 3rd spot, but not dead yet. She'll battle back in that final 20 meters, and Parker does, in fact, stay in 3rd place. So Parker finishes 3rd. Here are the results from the girls' 3,200-meter run. In 1st place, or in 4th place, let's go from the bottom up, Desiree Chapa with a time of 15:06 flat. In 3rd place was Megan Herndson. She ran 14:58.7. In 2nd, Catherine Castillo of 14:30 flat. And your winner from Shallowater, former regional qualifier a year ago, sophomore Jasmine Castillo with a time of 14:04 flat. And a good run for Jasmine as, like I said last year, she was able to get herself to the regional meet over in Abilene. Had a really successful freshman season. Fell just short of that state meet down in Austin. So Jasmine Castillo's track season starts strong. She did not run last week in Littlefield, but Jasmine gets herself going here with a 1st place finish in the home meet here on the Mustang relay or Shallowater relays as Jasmine Castillo wins the girls 3,200 meters. For the men's 800 meters, they will get on the track as we speak. In lane 1 will be Eduardo Vidari from La Mesa. Lane 2, Valentin Cecilon of Post. In lane 3 will be Jacob Everett, the junior from Shallowater. In lane 4, Laree Holland from Slayton. In lane 5 will be Samuel Walls from Post. Lane 6, Quentin Lanier of Shallowater. In lane 7, Noah Clausen of Shallowater. In lane 8, Elijah Culver from Slayton. In lane 9, or the 9th starter, will be Robert Martinez of La Mesa. And starting 10th will be Devin Ruiz of La Mesa. Now they will double up those outside lanes and inside lanes. So you can have 2 starting in the same lane. They will share it inside, outside of the lane. And you can see that in lane 2. Especially it's Jacob Everett of Shallowater. He is easy to spot, tall. Jacob's probably in that 6'3", 6'4" range. He is on the inside there in the white jersey, off to a really good start. As they get to the merge zone, and Everett slides down to the inside, tries to push his way to the front, and Jacob Everett will lead this boys 800-meter dash down the back straightaway. Off into turn 3 is Everett with a good start to his boys 800-meter run. Off of turn 4 and down the home stretch here. First of 2 laps, Everett is in first place. Noah Clausen moving to the outside, slides up to 3rd. Quentin Lanier runs 5th for Shallowater as they get the 1-to-go sign from our starter. Results of the varsity girls 100-meter relay. In 4th place with a time of 54.2 is Slayton. And 3rd was Post. Shallowater, the Phillies, finished 2nd with a time of 53.24. And your winners of the girls sprint relay, La Mesa, with a time of 52.31 seconds. Everett continues to be strong into the 3rd corner of this men's 800-meter run. Jacob Everett looks like he has the field covered as he is halfway around that final turn, headed for the home stretch for the final time. The home crowd rises to their feet. Jacob Everett will get gold. Let's see if Lanier or Clausen can mount a charge to get silver or bronze. Nice finish there to the race for La Mesa up the near side, or excuse me, Post will have a silver as Everett wins. Slayton will finish 3rd, and Clausen and Lanier neck and neck for 4th and 5th. So a good run there, and we'll score some points for the boys in the 800 meters as they'll get a 1, a 4, and a 5. So that'll do well for the team totals. We will try to keep you abreast of all of that information coming up here, as the more we get, the more we'll share with you. As the 800 meters comes to an end here, and a good strong start to this meet for both the Phillies and the Mustangs. You saw the girls run 2nd in that sprint relay. This sprinting is not really the deal for the Shallowater Phillies. They're not necessarily 100-meter runners, but I tell you what we do have a ton of. We have a ton of quarter milers, and in fact the Phillies returned 4 state qualifiers this season. They had discus thrower Mia Goycochea, who is a favorite to win this Shallowater relays here today, and as they set the hurdles, we'll talk a little bit and allow us to kind of peek into this Phillies team a little further. And Goycochea comes back as the state silver medalist through 128.5 down in Austin for a silver medal finish. Came up short behind junior Terriana Johnson of Jefferson. So well within her reach to get the gold medal this year. And Mia went back and forth all year long with Maddie Boyd of Canadian, and so it was a really good, strong season for Mia Goikachea to get herself to Austin in her sophomore season. And in her junior year, she comes back with lots of expectations. Now we talk about kind of the quarter milers and where they finish. Okay, well, you got 3 quarter milers who went to the state meet last year in the girls mile relay. And Macy Moravec, Mia St. Clair, and Mackie Hart, all 3 of them return as a part of this year's mile relay. A team that finished 4th with a time of 4:01.8. Last week in Littlefield, they ran 4:13 to start their season, and you kind of look at that and go, wow, they were 12 seconds slower. But keep in mind the time of year we are in, and keep in mind that the time that they ran would have finished 9th in that meet down in, or 8th in that meet down in Austin last season, and there are 9 lanes on that track, so they would not have been in last place at the state meet, and that was the very first time that they have been on the track. So you got the 3 state qualifiers returning for that mile relay. They'll be adding a 4th leg in freshman Maggie Grimes to give you the M4 mile relay for the Phillies, and all 4 of those girls with first names starting with M, and all 4 of them with their sights set on Austin should be great. Also returning this year for the Phillies is Mackie Hart, the sophomore who qualified not only in the mile relay but also in the 200 meters, finishing 6th in that 200 meters with a time in Austin of 26.03. She is the school record holder in the 200 meter dash, as well as the 400 meter dash. She finished 2nd and was the state silver medalist in the 400 meters as a freshman with a time of 57.12 in Austin. So Hart returns as well and has her goal set on returning in all 3 of those events as well, and would like to trade silver for gold and hopefully gather in a few more of those medals that they hand out for the top 3 finishers at the state meet. Hart, as we mentioned, is the school record holder in the 200 meters and the 400 meters. She, in fact, holds the top 7 school times all time in the 200 meters and the top 3 times ever ran in the 400 meters. So a lot of great returning runners, but stick around, folks, because if you haven't seen that Phillies mile relay go, it'll be a lot of fun. Their time of 4:13, just to kind of give you perspective, Panhandle, who won the 2A state championship, ran 4:11 last week, and Canyon, who everybody knows about as being a girls' powerhouse in track, ran 4:09. So that M4 relay was already hot in Littlefield last week, and they plan on improving each and every time out, just like they did last year. And so by season's end, hopefully they will be well under 4 and real strong contenders, not only for the regional championship, but as well as that state championship, because they were 3rd in regionals last year, got in the state meet as a wild card, and then ran 4th. So the Phillies, with those 3 returners in St. Clair, Moravec, and Hart, along with Maggie Grimes, feel like they can at least duplicate that. The girls' junior varsity 100 meter hurdles are being set, and a lot of fun so far. We are working out the kinks here. First time I've ever called a track meet. There's an awful lot going on, I will say, as we try to get you all the information that we possibly can and talk about as much as we possibly can. The one problem is I don't have a spotter up here. I can't tell who's who and who's what, especially from the other schools. So if we miss you folks, if we call out the wrong name, if you're from Post or Lamesa or Slayton, just go ahead and know we apologize. We're doing the very, very best we possibly can. And look at it this way. You're sitting at home on your couch, not outside freezing in the wind, so it could be worse. They did blend the girls 100 there, as that is Cam Motherall in lane 3 running the 100-meter hurdle. So I guess they put the JV girls and the varsity girls together. We were in our own box, so we did not really hear that information. But that was Cam Motherall out at the front, and she is listed as a woman's 100-meter hurdles, and now they moved to the boys. So, yes, that's exactly what happened. Apologize for that, Cam. But Cam ran on the JV last week in Littlefield and was so impressive in the 100 and in the 300-meter hurdles especially, where she ran a really strong time in that 300-meter hurdles that she turned in her JV jersey for a varsity one in short order. And really, you look at the times, Cameron Motherall is going to be in the conversation for regional qualifier and potentially state qualifier in the 100 and 300-meter hurdles if she can get a clean flight of hurdles at the right time. So good start to her freshman season for Cam Motherall. Okay, they move the hurdles. It'll be the boys 110 hurdles. And who knows if this is going to be a blended heat as well. We only have 4 hurdlers listed here for the varsity boys. So I'm going to go ahead and read them out to you just in case. In lane 2, it'll be Raylan Allison, senior from Lamesa. Lane 3 will be Callan Forrester, junior from Shallowater. Excuse me. In lane 4, Jaden Gwynn, junior from Slayton. And in lane 5, Cove Rodriguez, junior from Lamesa. I will do my best to kind of see if they're going to have multiple heats or if this is just going to be the varsity and JV blended together. I'm trying to look down there and see if I can see Forrester in the starting area. Boy, with just one heat apiece, this meet is flying by. We're almost halfway home. That is going to play havoc on the quarter milers today because they count on the pace of the meet as recovery time. And so this is the varsity boys, as I heard Cove Rodriguez being listed in lane 5. Trying to see if I see Forster down there. He might have scratched. We've had several scratches here today due to the weather. A lot of these guys were late coming into track season thanks to basketball, along with kids in other sports, different things like that. And so if you've got a tweak or a little nick or anything like that in the cold weather, it stands to reason why you would scratch out. So any type of tight muscle,
okay, in the boys 110-meter hurdles, competing in the varsity division will be Jaden Gwynn from Slayton in lane 4. And in the JV division,
we have the results of the women's 800 meters. Varsity girls 800 meters. Let's see. Thought we had them ready to go. Jake's pushing a few buttons. He'll have it up to you momentarily. Clean start in the 100 hurdles. No, they'll say false start, so bring the 2 runners back. So just 2 runners in this, as it looks like Gwynn of Slayton and Rodriguez of Lamesa are running. Final results of the 800 meters, Desiree Chapa finishes 4th. Caitlin Parker is 3rd with a time of 3:02.6. Savannah Marino, 2:41.1 is your silver medalist, and the winner of the Shallowater Relays varsity girls 800 meters, Celeste Cortez, with a time of 2:42 flat. So Cortez from Lamesa wins the varsity girls 800 meters. We'll try this match race start again as the 100-meter hurdles down to a 2-man race today. Thanks to the weather and the scratches, away they go. Over the first hurdle, it looks like Gwynn has the lead. 100-meter high hurdles. After about that 4th one, it starts to really, the monkey kind of jumps on your back. But Jaden Gwynn will finish it off. He wins for Slayton. Cove Rodriguez finishing second. And that's it for the 100 meters today, or for the hurdles today. 100 and 110 hurdles all done as the hurdle pullers will clear the track. And we get set for the 100-meter dashes. And maybe there will be some heats here in the 100 meters, as it is set to have 2 heats in the varsity girls. Now, JV girls come up in front of the varsity girls. So while they cleared the track and we get the 100 meters set and ready to go, we are going to step away here on the Shallowater Sports Network, take a timeout, pay the bills with some sponsors, but we'll be back in time for the girls' 100-meter dash on the Shallowater Sports Network.
All participants in the 100-meter dash will report to the north end of the track.
For more than 60 years, United has called West Texas home. It's from here that we operate 94 stores across the region. Look, and you'll see United employees all around you, supporting other local businesses, your businesses, and giving their time and energy to help our efforts to make this the best place to live and work. We are West Texas, and West Texas is united.
Andress Brothers Roofing, we nail it every time. We do one thing and we do it well. Since 1981, yes, time does tell. It's not just a house, it's your home. For quality work, we stand alone. Andress Brothers Roofing, we nail it every time. Quality guarantee, Andress Brothers Roofing, every time.
For more than 60 years, United has called West Texas home. It's from here that we operate 94 stores across the region. Look, and you'll see United employees all around you, supporting other local businesses, your businesses, and giving their time and energy to help our efforts to make this the best place to live and work. We are West Texas, and West Texas is united.
Welcome back to Shallowater. I'm Donnie Hart on the Shallowater Sports Network. Shallowater relays in full swing here today as the Phillies and Mustangs hosting their only track meet of the season. And here joining me on the Shallowater Sports Network, one of the returning state qualifiers from a year ago for the Phillies, Mia Goa-Kachea, who is the reigning state silver medalist in the discus. And Mia, early start to the track season. Weather's not always cooperating, but how's your track season gone so far? Is it good to be back out throwing?
It is good to be back. I've definitely missed it and been ready to get back on the field.
Yeah, so, talk about that a little bit because, last year as a sophomore, what a great run you had all the way through the region. Got to the state meet, came up with the silver medal down there in Austin. What are some things that you've done during the off season? I know the goal for you, no doubt, is goal this year, right?
Yes, it is definitely for sure. I tried to stay consistent throwing during the summer and did a meet down in Florida, which was really eye-opening and kind of crazy. But I've been practicing a whole lot, trying to lift in a bunch and hopefully to get gold this year.
Yeah, and that meet in Florida was down in Jacksonville, but then, you turned in all your track stuff for varsity volleyball. You guys had a great run in the volleyball side of things, but good to be back out on the track and competing a little bit. Talk about, what's a goal for you? What is the number you have set in your mind to try to accomplish this year to be a successful season?
I don't have a specific number yet. My goal is to beat the school record pretty soon, which is around 132. So I've been hitting it in practice, but I got to get the mental strength to get it in the meet.
Yeah, so you're right around that all-time record for Shallowater, and, just being a junior, you got plenty of time to get it. But, okay, so we're coming up here. We got spring break. I mean, obviously the Phillies and Mustangs will have a meet over the spring break, and then you guys will get a chance maybe to go down to Austin to the Texas Relays and throw, and that'll be good exposure. But then the meets get to the point where you got to perform or it's over. And so it seems like it's kind of a quick pace to the season. You know, how are you working? You talk about the mental side of it. What are you working on to try to get yourself in the mind frame to be able to go out in meets and survive to the next round?
I think I just need to imagine more that I'm in meets in practice, because in practice I'm super confident and I'm really chill, and then the meets I get too excited to throw and then gets a little crazy. But I need to calm myself down a little bit when I get in the ring at a meet.
So tell me how this all kind of happened for you. How did Mia Goikachea find herself in love with discus and throwing and doing all that stuff on the track side of things?
I mean, in middle school we got to try whatever event we wanted to do, and for some reason I wanted to be a long and triple jumper, but Coach Fuentes told me no real fast, and she was like, maybe you should be a thrower. So I went to throw, and then I was better than the 8th graders on my first try, and I was like, well, I guess I need to stick to this.
Well, Coach Fuentes had an eye for talent for sure. The state qualifier last year, looking for big things this year. The state silver medalist and a big part of this Phillies track team. Good luck the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us, Mia. Mia Goikachea on the Shallowater Sports Network as we are winding down the JV girls 100-meter dash. It'll be followed by the JV boys 100 meters, and then it'll be varsity time again. We have another results for you. The varsity boys 800-meter run. In 4th place, Noah Clausen. In 3rd place, Larry Holland of Slayton. In 2nd place, Samuel Walls of Post. And your winner from Shallowater with a time of 2:11.3, Jacob Everett, wins the 800 meters today for the varsity boys. And so a good start for Jacob here in front of the Shallowater faithful.
Don't need your attention. There will be no ads or scratches at the start line. No ads or scratches at the start line. That should have been done at the start line. Results of the varsity boys 110-meter hurdle. First place with a time of 18.37. JV Gwynn at Slayton.
We finish up the JV girls 100-meter dash. Looks like the boys are on the track now, set to go for the JV boys 100-meter dash. And let me take a look at the results of the women's 100-meter hurdles. And this is why I totally miss Cam Motherall being in that 100-meter hurdle. She was a lone ranger today. 16.7 for Cameron Motherall as she wins the 100 meters hurdles all by herself, the only participant today. And that's why I looked out there and went, what's Motherall doing running in what I thought was the JV event? That's why they blended her right in there. So these are the JV boys on the track for the 100-meter dash.
Lane 4, Corey Blacklock at post. Lane 5, Cyrus Marquez at post. And lane 6, Caleb Russ at Lamesa. We had a correction in the junior varsity girls 800-meter dash results. 6th place, Lillian Powell, Slayton. 5th place, Tyra Cogburn of Slayton. 4th place, Karen Rodriguez of Post. 3rd place, Annabelle Segura of Post. 2nd place, Shannon Goatright of Shallowater. And 1st place in the junior varsity girls 800-meter dash with a time of 2 minutes 51.2 seconds, Mackenzie Robinson of Shallowater.
One more heat on these JV boys, 100 meters. Some more results piling in here. Check this out. We should have put Cam Motherall against Jaden Gwynn as Gwynn runs 18.3. He was the only member of the varsity boys in the 110 hurdle, so there was a JV runner out there with Gwynn. He had 2 people in his heat, but the only varsity runner to score points today for Slayton with that time of 18.3. So smaller meet here in Shallowater than we're used to. Last year had a couple of Shallowater teams participating. We had enough for a red and a black. This year, with the weather being like it is and the team scratching and different things like that, it's flying by, as we are already in the final heat of the JV boys 100-meter dash. And the girls are walking their way up to the blocks to get this set. So here we go. Heat 1, varsity girls 100-meter dash. Might be just, looks like there are 2 heats. So in lane 1, Avery Gill of Post, she's a sophomore. In lane 2, it'll be Chloe Crittenden, junior from Lamesa. Lane 3, Carissa Lynn Uresti, freshman from Lamesa. And lane 4, Reagan Darrington, sophomore from Lamesa. In lane 5, Briley Miller, senior from Post. In lane 6, Alexandria Hernandez, sophomore from Post.
Lane assignment. Heat 1 of the varsity girls.
So the varsity girls heat 1 coming up. Joining us here on the Shallowater Sports Network, the varsity boys 800-meter winner, Jacob Everett. Jacob, good start to the season. Got a good strong run to start your day today in the 800. Talk about your race and what you were able to get done out there today.
Well, I came into this to I wanted to hit around 210. So I think they said I started off at a 60. So that was a little quick, but thankfully I was able to end it strong and finish well.
Yeah, you did, and you got the victory. And, talk about your goals for the season, what you're hoping to accomplish this year as the season goes on.
Well, I'm hoping to get stronger and be able to get quicker on that last lap. I hope to drop my times more as the season goes on and I get more familiar with it.
Yeah, is there a goal number, target goal you have in mind, a number that you kind of set kind of as a stretch goal? Boy, this would be a really good time for me to get to.
Maybe probably around a 205 to lower. That'd be insane to get to, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I bet you can do it. Jake, you've had a lot of opportunities now to compete, not only in track and field, but in cross country. What is it about running and being a part of this track team that you love so much?
I really just love coming to the meets and watching everybody compete at their best and watch everybody have fun while competing. It's just, I don't really know. It's just something different about it.
Well, congratulations. Varsity Boys 800-meter dash winner today for Shallowater, Jacob Everett. Good luck the rest of the season. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
First heat of the 100 meters is in the books. On the outside, that was Briley Miller of Post. The senior was first one across. As we get set here for heat 2 of the varsity girls 100 meters.
Lane 2.
Looks like in lane 2, it'll be McKenna Pelosa of Slayton. She is a junior. In lane 3, it'll be junior Landry Gibson of Shallowater. In lane 4, Presley Alford, sophomore from Slayton. In lane 5, Lexley Bajaris, freshman of Slayton. And in lane 6, junior Sydney Palinkin of Shallowater. So this will be the big heat here, as a couple of fillies will be in heat 2.